Hello, welcome back. Tracy here. How are you all? So I didn't jump online yesterday. I ended up having a really busy day, and then I jumped on late at night, so it was no good for filming with all the lighting. But I want to do some clusters today. I want to show you a few things before we get started. A scrapbook shop that's about 20 minutes away drive. I don't go there very often, but she's now moved into town, which is fantastic but dangerous. I called in yesterday to say hello to her because I've known her for quite some time, and I picked up a few goodies. So I wanted to show you these. Now, whether I'm slow to on the uptake but this is called Dress My Craft. They're transfers, vintage measuring tape. So you just cut it out and you get like your water brush water, and then carefully put it on top and then slide it away. So almost like rub-ons, but they're water ones. So I grabbed that to have a play, and then here's this vintagey type one. Vintage Flowers number 2, that's called. So yeah, I'm going to give that a go. And then I've hardly got any like your thin paper, tissue paper type stuff. So I bought this is all from Little Birdie. So I have run out, which this will be great to cover envelopes and things. This was another one, so I picked up the more vintagey type ones. So I got 3 of those, so 2 transfers, 3 of those, and because she shifted from one store to another, she had a lot of 12 by 12s for $1 each. So I picked a stack up of them because I want to do a ephemera holder. After watching Kate, she inspired me to do an ephemera holder for my Christmas ephemera, so it's all in one place. At the moment it's scattered in all these different places. I also of course picked up 49 Market because the scrapbook shop doesn't really hold a lot of Tim Holtz, but I do like 49 Market, so we'll play with this one weekend and make some clusters and things and bits and bobs, and then we'll open this one up and play with this one. So that was my store buys. I also made cluster books like Gail Ascanelli, so she has cluster books, and once I put them in, I actually realised how very few clusters I have. Like, these are going to be amazing. Like, I want to do some more mushroom ones, and I've hardly got any bird ones, a lot of butterfly, but so that's just my normal size cluster. And then I've got another one that's got like your longer strips of cluster. So I've got like an autumn theme sort of going on. There's one mushroom, couple butterflies. So as you can see, I've got lots of pages to fill up. And then the idea is, if nobody's watched Gail, is you might have a pocket or that goes, you know, down the side of your journal, and you might want to decorate it, so you'll just pull that off and glue it on. Easy peasy. So I want to do clusters to fill that up. And lastly, before we get started, here is the cover of my cat's journal. So I sat there and hand stitched all this doily onto it, stitched on. So before I forget, so all this paper here is from a pack from Which Craft Do You Do? This was from it, this was from it, and it fits perfectly with the cat's journal. This was an old bit of material from the op shop that I picked up a couple of weeks ago. And then we've got a little Tim Holtz Inspire tag with just a little bit and a doily on it. So that's a really cool pocket space. We'll do a quick flip through so I can let you know what's in it. An old piece of, I think, 1800s ledger paper. I've made that into a pocket, sewed around the outside. Old some dyed tissue that was in the paperback from Which Craft Do You Do? Kit page. This was also in the kit from Which Craft Do You Do? I quite like it. It's an envelope, so I have grabbed some paper from Which Craft Do You Do, sewed it on. Now that I figure how to use my sewing machine properly, what I'm going to do is glue there, have a tuck spot there, and then this will just flip out so it can be written on. Going through a bit of dyed paper. I think this might have been maybe beetroot or something. Something that I've given a go anyway, and I thought, yeah, it's real quite grungy looking. This was another, I think this might have been cabbage, so that really suits the colouring of this fella's jacket. This was from Which Craft Do You Do, piano roll paper, so I've just doubled it over about that much, just to strengthen it a bit for a pocket. This is an old Wages and Overtime book page. And then another grungy piece of paper from Which Craft Do You Do, as is this piece here. And then we're in the middle. And then we're just back over the other side. So, yeah, this is the journal as it is at the moment. I haven't added anything really to it. See, just works in perfectly. It was meant for this journal, I think. There's this doily, which was really quite pretty. 1880 ledger. And then once again we've got the corrugated pocket with breathe, little tag, garment pin holding it onto the cool little doily. So that is the journal so far. I've left all the bits of sewing string. I quite like that sort of look for this journal. So yeah, we'll put that to the side. Now what I have here, I'm going to do some clusters. This is from Junk Journal Studio, her new one, a Botanical Collage and Cluster Mega Pack. And Mega Pack it is. It took me 2 nights to cut all this out. So we are, what, 7 minutes into it, and I need to get cracking. So it's just, so here's a collage page. I'm just going to rip this up. And then I am going to put that over there. See, yep, slightly in, so we're just going to fossick around. What I might do actually, and already I've lost the ruler, let's move that off. Just going to pull that, so these won't be going in the journal at all. I'm just going to be grabbing anything that comes to hand, and yeah. Have a bit of fun, not really think. What I do want is, should add one here. I don't even think I will distress any, oh, maybe I will. So I hope everyone's having a great weekend. King's birthday weekend this weekend, so I still have 1 more day off. I have 2 days at work next week, and then in for my 2nd round of medication. And that's me. That's part of the reason why I haven't really been on with my normal schedule, like the Ephemera Saturday, Ephemera Sunday. But we'll get back into it in a couple of weeks' time once everything's done and dusted. So this is using the Scorched Timber, which is quite dark. Actually, I wasn't going to use that anyway. So what I want to do is get the right piece first. Actually, what I want to do is probably go like that. Yep. I can go along later and push those down. I'll just do this one for those that haven't seen me do it before. I'm just pushing the staples down so it doesn't stick out when I want to use it. Confession time, Pauline, I've already lost it. I do not know where it's gone. That cute little pink icing tip thing for my needle, gone, lost it. So I've gone back to just the pin by itself. If I had the patience and knew how to do a bottle top dangle, I would definitely make one. But there's just so many other things that I want to do that's sort of last on my list. So I just keep losing pins everywhere. So absolutely gutted I lost that, but I did. Right, let's just put a label on there. Sorry, Pauline. I can almost hear you sighing at me and shaking your head. There's one quick cluster. Right, let's go for another one. So I think literally it took probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops just to do that one cluster. And just having a bit of a rummage around. I don't want anything too big. Pull some stuff like that writing. Yep. So yeah, this kit is like, I think by the time I end up making probably a dozen or so of these clusters. I don't even think you're going to know that I have grabbed anything from the jar or from the container. And then I'm just going to, it's kind of cute, so I'll link this mega pack below for anyone that's hasn't grabbed it yet and is interested. So what I'll do too is I'll stick that in my cluster box, and when I go to use it, if it's too big, I'll just tear it. As easy as that, really. Let's use this alphabet. We had a beautiful day today. We took the dogs out for a walk. They're all snoring now. But it was just a stunning day. You wouldn't know it's like the, first, second day of winter, that's for sure. Put that there. Or do we want something else? Maybe put this one there. I'm trying not to overthink things. I definitely don't want to do that, because that's when it takes too long, far too long to make your mind up. I can smell my, I've got a cake in the oven, carrot cake. Would you believe that at my age I haven't made a carrot cake, so I'm giving it a go. So that's why I thought, right, let's do a quick video, see if I can knock a few of these out and then go save my cake before it burns. And here's a little botany label. Cool. So we have 1, 2, 3 so far. And what time have we got? Cool. Still got about 4 minutes to go. Absolutely cool. So why don't we put a little bit of green, I think. And you don't want what we need is some of this torn up. Right, let's go to it. I don't think I like the scorched timber. I think it's too it's almost too dark for me. Oh, I can hear Adam outside. He's having a dream. I don't know if you can hear that. So I don't mind the fact that that is going off the page. Although, do I just want, maybe I just want a butterfly. Yeah, it's funny when we go, we've taught them for about a 4K walk, 4.5K walk. They will now sleep for the rest of the day and into the night, and we'll probably start getting up about, when will they get up? They'll probably get up about 8 o'clock, I'm guessing. So we'll have a nice little sleep in tomorrow. I'm just trying to find, well, that's not plants. Let's just have collection. I think when I stop this, I'm going to go check my cake, and then I'm not going to roll the camera again. I will just carry on doing these. For a bit more, I would say. You need it like a big. Yep. And then cool. Yeah, I'll carry on doing these, but I think I might re-ink my vintage photo. I just find this way too dark. Especially around these fussy cuts. We watched a movie last night that was quite cool. I can't even remember what it was though. And watched another one. We decided to have a bit of a lazy morning, so I got breakfast in bed. Coffee really is so good to me. Did a coffee, and then he's like, "Are you going to watch Gale?" I'm like, "Oh, I might save up for when I'm in hospital, so I've got something to watch." And he's like, "Okay." He goes, I'll find a movie and we'll just have a relaxing morning, well, you know, early morning, in bed, and we will, he said, "I'll go get us some breakfast, make us some breakfast." So that's what he did. I mean, I think the guy's a keeper, that's for sure. Can be a bit bossy after having my infusion, like I'm not allowed out of bed, I'm not allowed to do anything, but I'd rather it that way than have someone expect me to be back to my normal self after it. So yes, as I was saying before too, so Kate went and inspired me to make ephemera holders. So, and quite often, I don't think she's used a Girl's Own Annual for it before. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm going to be using when they arrive. I think I got a couple Christmas ones. I'm not even sure how big these things are, but I plan on making one for myself and maybe one for Pauline, because if she's anything like me, hers will be scattered everywhere too. And it's always a case of when you get around to it, you'll make it, and you never do. But I find it easier with things like that. If I make one, it's just as easy to make two. Oh, that's too big. Have we got something smaller? It's a pity we didn't have a small grow, and we probably have. Nature. So these aren't, I wouldn't class these as small clusters, but you can, like I said, you can tear them down to fit things. So I've got three more mushrooms to go into the cluster book, one more butterfly, and 2 plants. So, you know, we've just hit 23 minutes. I think the first 7 minutes was showing you what I've been buying lately, since I seem to be a bit of a spendaholic at the moment. And then literally 10-15 minutes on making 6 clusters. So really, really easy to make clusters. There's so much in this kit. Like these pages are down here are the collage part. Yeah, like so much to play with. There's birds, butterflies, mushrooms, heaps of labels. It's just endless. So I'm going to sit here quietly and do some more, and figure out, I might even do a video for tomorrow, since it's a stat holiday for us and I don't have to go to work. So we'll see how we go. I might even do a bit on my journal. But Botanical Collage and Cluster Mega Pack Base Kit, green and neutral, 40 pages, the Junk Journal Studio. I'll list it down below. And I will catch you next time. See you later.